Just a quick one, guys. We have released our brand new Rangers Christmas drop. We've got the Sing in the Sash tees, along with the famous RFC Christmas tee. Do browse the new collection by going down into the link in the description, or go to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. Hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, we are going to be discussing some transfer news. Of course, we are getting ever closer to the January transfer window. Philippe Clement has already came out stating that we are going to be spending money and we are going to be bringing in new additions ahead of it. So we have got a bit of news with regards to it, and it is a Premier League player, would you believe, whilst also going through all the latest sort of Rangers news from the last 24 hours. Of course, Wednesday, we did carry on our sort of unbeaten run under Philippe Clement and played one of our game in hands over Celtic as we beat St Johnstone 2-0 thanks to goals from Cyril Dessers and James Tavernier. Look, Cyril Dessers is starting to come along nicely now. I actually had a debate the other day. I've been probably one that's been vocal on Cyril Dessers, stating that this guy is probably never going to be good enough to be a number 9 at Rangers. And sometimes, again, I think it's a bit too early to hold my hands up and say I was wrong. Look, it's a long season. As I said, I wanted the boy to do well. He's done ever so well recently, as I say, scoring 9 goals now actually in all competitions and coming up with some assists as well. But he's starting to look a lot better, and hopefully as time goes on, he gets even better and better. As I said, I don't begrudge anyone that wears a Rangers jersey. I always want them to do well. That was just my initial diagnosis at the start of the season, and maybe some of you will go, well, Dan, you would jump the gun way too early with a player. However, I think we all shared the same sort of views, or much of the subscribers, much of the Rangers fans did share a lot of those views. But I'm all for him to do very, very well, of course. Anyone that's wearing a Rangers jersey, I want to do well, and I want to do well for this football club. But yeah, good to see him get yet another goal. That's what you want from your number 9s. James Tavernier, of course, converting from the penalty and scoring yet another goal in Rangers colours. Just goes to show the frightening numbers that man is bringing up at this moment in time. As I stated, it was one of our game in hand. Guys, I'm not going to touch upon it too long. As I said, it's been 2 days since that game now, but we are currently 2 points behind Celtic, and yeah, there's a real feeling that confidence is growing at Ibrox at this moment in time. Confidence is going downwards at Celtic Park at this moment in time, and as I said, the title is technically in our hands. You know, we win our game in hand, we're top of the league. We go into that game on New Year's Eve, or just before New Year's Eve, and win that match. We could go 4 points clear going into the January break as well. But I do feel the January break needs to come very soon. We are starting to see our injuries mount. We've got a few games up and coming, of course, that we try and need to navigate. 4 matches, 4 very important matches, of course, as well. Those being 12 points up for grabs. And at a bare minimum, we should be looking to try and get that 12 points. And I'm under no illusion that we should definitely be winning in the game at Fir Park on Sunday, and then of course beating Ross County at home. Celtic, the game could be there. Maybe I would take a point at Parkhead. Obviously, I want to go in and win every single game, but a point wouldn't be the end of the world in terms of a match like that. It's a derby. Form goes out of the window, but then again, looking at that Kilmarnock game at home as well, I expect nothing but 3 points. So 10 points, I'd be happy. 12 points, I'd be absolutely over the moon. But that's something that's we're starting to get to at this moment in time. We're under really, really good form, and as I said, 4 more games to push. We need to get there. Roof injured now as well. Lundstrom picking up something as well, and just in the middle of the park at this moment in time, it looks like our midfield options are Dusan Sterling, and someone joked about it recently. Leon King's probably going to be playing in midfield at this rate, but Dusan Sterling, Kieran Dow, again, it's not the best situation that we've got at this moment in time. Jose Cifuentes could return soon as well, but as I stated, getting to that January break I think would be a decent stopgap for us. Get some players in through the door and let the players that are currently out injured a little bit of a breather as well, which would be fantastic to see. Now, as I stated, there has been a lot of noise going into the sort of January transfer window, a lot of talk on who Rangers could sign. One thing for certain for me is that Rangers will sign some players. I'm under sort of, I'm guaranteeing that to you. Rangers will bring in some players one way or another. Obviously, we've seen Lawrence Shanklin be linked to the football club. We've seen other players here, there and everywhere being linked to the football club as well, as we do lead up to the January transfer window. But nothing's really been concrete. As I said, Lawrence Shanklin, has always names actually been there, but no journalist has actually came out and stated that the player is going to sign for us, nor are Rangers actually interested in Lawrence Shanklin. However, Ajogo, a fairly reputable Portuguese outlet, has came out and reported with regards to Fabio Silva that Rangers and another SPFL club are reportedly at the forefront of the race for the Portuguese striker. Currently plays for Wolverhampton Wanderers and is preparing to leave the club when the window opens. Again, he's an interesting player, of course, was bought from Porto for I think about £35 million. It was quite a lot back in the day. And of course did well whilst he was there at FC Porto. Still fairly young, 21 years old, has had sort of loan spells here, there and everywhere, not really worked out that great. He's not lit up the world. Anderlecht played 20 games, scored 7 goals in terms of the league, and then PSV was out on loan at last season, played 14 games and scored 4 goals. So far this season, I think he's played 8 matches for Wolves in all competitions, I think, and not scored any goals. So again, 21 years old, obviously has a high ceiling, maybe a player that we could go into. Again, Cyril Dessers scoring 9 goals for us so far this season, where he scored 1 in the Serie A, could show that, you know, the Scottish League actually isn't that great, especially when you're playing in a dominant team. And getting a 21-year-old through the door like him, I think would be good business. Really, I honestly do. So yeah, something to keep an eye on, most certainly. With all those links that are going to be coming our way in January, it's something to maybe keep an eye on. But I do think we should be going for Lawrence Shankland as well, depending on how many strikers we're going to be bringing in, depending on how much our budget actually is. I do think Lawrence Shankland could be a proven goal scorer that could work within this division. Something that we should maybe keep an eye on, and especially inquire with Hearts over a potential deal. A Scottish player as well, kind of knows what it's about. I know some people hate that sort of saying within the Rangers space, but I do think he is pretty good. And in years gone by, buying strikers, buying players from the Scottish domestic division, and knowing what it's all about, has always proved quite well. And I do think Lawrence could be a decent addition. But certainly, we'll start to see some more links as the January transfer window gets closer and closer. As I stated, guys, at the start of the video, our next challenge now is Motherwell, and something that we need to be making sure that we get the job done against them. Fir Park can be hard, as you already know, especially sort of going into now the winter, playing sort of as we have done every 3 days. However, I have every confidence in Philippe and the boys to get everything done. Celtic, of course, again, I know some people don't like talking about the opposition, but we are in a title race with them. They've got Livingston at home this weekend, followed by Dundee at Dens Park on Boxing Day. And then, of course, their other game, other than the Old Firmans, on the 2nd of January against St Mirren away. So again, still maybe more points to be dropped there as well. So we could be in a really, really good place, but we need to just focus on ourselves at this moment in time. 12 points is what we are all wanting. But Rangers fans, do let me know your thoughts on the transfer news with regards to Fabio Silva. Is he a player that you would like to see at Ibrox this winter? Yes or no? And how many different additions do we need? Which positions do we need to bolster? Again, let me know down there in the comment section. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we do have Rangers t-shirts available on our website, so do browse the collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.